Hello friend, operating system are a most topic of process management of most important topic of examination of okay. Then again of simple definition of process management. Process management means a meaning all the program that are currently running a computer. Okay. First, understanding a program versus process. A program stored on disk is the memory of program. Okay, a program is stored on disk in just a program. Okay, when start running up because of process. Okay, process. No active entity of passive entity of HTD. Okay, executive of first file of stored of secondary storage of HTD and STD of continuing of passive of the instructions. Okay, of process of a when a starting of running it up because of process, because of real life of example imagine a restaurant of kitchen. There are many orders: pizza order, burger order, and pasta order. The manager has decided which order should be prepared, which chef should be work on it, and how much time should be each order get. Okay, similarly, operating system manage a process and decided how CPU resources are used. Okay, are used. So because of process management, how let understanding process management is a one of the important of responsibility of operating system. Okay, the operating system of manage all the program that are currently running on the computer. For example, suppose I am using Google Chrome, playing music and download file at same time. All this of running programming a process. The operating system of manage of this process and gives them CPU time and other resource. So simple word. Process management means a meaning running process and there it are resources. Okay. Then suppose a process of passive and active. Okay. And again of a memory of architecture. Memory of architecture because of text section of context of of compiler and executable of memory of code and instructions read directly. Okay, and it moves through different state of during life process of store f delete section, heap section of dynamic allocate. Okay, of memory required during and stack section of permanently for all of these. Then again a process stage. Okay, process stage are a very important. Okay, process state are now let understanding process state. A process does not remaining in the running state all the time. Okay, in through different state of during life. The first of state of new. Okay, first of state of new, because when a process is beginning create it in a new state. Okay, then it move to ready. Okay, it move to ready state. In the ready state the process it is ready to executable, but it is waiting for the CPU. Okay, waiting for the CPU. Suppose, okay, if the process need to wait for input or output, it move to waiting for a blocked state. Okay, if process after the required operation is completed, it can return to ready state. If when a process of completes of execution in entire of the terminated of state. So simple. First new. Okay, ready, running. Okay, then wait and input output of user and execute of terminated. Okay, then again first. Okay, the process is currently beginning a create of OS. Okay, operating system in a mover through of different state of during lifetime. Ready process is loaded in RAM. Okay, waiting for a to be assigned to CPU core. Okay, the next of running of instruction are actually of being and execute on the CPU, waiting and blocked, waiting for input output of completion for event of signal, and terminated the process of finished of execution and realizing the resources. Okay, then after of process control block. Okay, process control block of a PCB stand up process control block. The operating system create a PCB for every process if store of important information about of process. Okay, think PCB identity card information life of the process. Okay, imaging student name, roll number, class, attendance, marks, current, etc. Okay, PCB of content of information. First of process ID, process state, process probability. Okay, accounting and information and program counter, CPU register, PCB pointer, life of open file, and process input output of information. Okay, then all of a next video of all. Okay, I am just all topics going to tell you next my video of proper of theory and proper of real life examples. Okay, suppose a perm suppose a okay, the process ID state of program counter, CPU register, memory information, and scheduling information. Okay, suppose a Chrome of running as a process, the operating system of maintenance of PVC and containing important of information about data Chrome process. Okay, information and record and maintenance by operating system of process. Okay, all the work of PCB, all the work information record maintained by the operating system of process. Okay, again process scheduling. Okay, concept and longer term and scheduler, short term and scheduler, and medium term scheduler. Okay, then again threads. Now comes the next important concept. What are threads? A thread is the smallest unit of CPU execution of within a process. A process can contain one or more threads. Okay, just suppose a real life of example, student of process. Okay, work or workers of threads. Okay, multiple of work. Okay, work first tasking order, work first of preparing food, work for a cleaning table. Suppose work first order, tasking of orders, work 2 preparing food, work 3 cleaning table. Okay, first word tasking a order, okay, preparing a food and cleaning a table. Okay, this of thread of example of a browser. A modern browser may be perform a different task. First task user interface, network operation, page related and work, and other background work. Okay, a thread is smallest CPU execution within process. A single process can be have one thread, one threads or multiple threads. Let's a task a simple restaurant order. Okay, the restaurant present of a process the work of present of threat. Okay, work one work can take order, another work can prepare food, and another work can handle clinic. Similarly, multiple threads inside a process can handle different tasks using playing a music of Microsoft Excel of work. Okay, multiple tasks of can work of computer of consider a resources execution of context. Okay, threads a unit of execution of inside a process. Okay, multiple threads multiple threads mean the execution of multiple threads within same process. Okay, just suppose a real life example of one of person does not everything task of order, prepare of food, service of food, and clean table. Okay, then this be slow. Now imagine multiple works and task order, prepare food, serve food, and clean. Okay, maybe one to one, one to one, maybe two, maybe. Okay, what is a multiple thread? Multiple is first of all, and now let's understanding multiple threads of means of having a multiple thread within single process to perform different tasks. Okay, from while you are using the browser, one thread may handle the user interface, another may handle of network operation, and other thread may perform background task. Because a multiple thread can work on different tasks, the application will become more responsive and efficiency. A simple layer of example, the resident is the process, the work of thread. When a multiple works and different task data same time, it is a similar to a multiple. So remember of multiple threads of working on within one process. Okay, some between of process. Okay, then thank you very much, and next video of process control block all stages and support. Thank you very much, and please subscribe my channel and comment and share.